The grain officer's boots echo on frozen earth. Katya Volkov's hands do not shake, cannot shake. She grips the wooden spoon, her mother's spoon, her grandmother's before that, and stirs the cabbage soup that is mostly water. Behind the stove, under the floorboards she loosened 3 nights ago, 2 deserters hide, boys from the next village, 17 and 19 years old. They fled from the Austrian front. They walked 200 kilometers home. Her children watch her face. Misha, age 9. Anya, age 6. Pavel, age 3. They know what silence means. They have learned not to cough, not to whisper, not to exist when boots approach. The officer stops outside her door. It is 11:23 in the morning, March 14th, 1917. The temperature is -4 degrees Celsius. The sky is gray. The world is ending. Katya has 5 kopecks remaining. No flour, no oil, no potatoes. The communal grain store gave her 100 grams of rye yesterday payment for 3 days of field labor while her children waited alone in the cold. The next distribution comes in 4 days. If she opens the door and says nothing, the officer will search. He always searches. He will find the boys. He will take them. And because she hid them, he will mark her family's name in his book. No grain, no kerosene, no winter seed allocation when spring planting begins. Her children will starve before summer. If she opens the door and tells him about the deserters, he will reward her. 3 kilograms of grain, perhaps dried fish. Perhaps he will ensure her name appears first when the Zemstvo distributes relief supplies. Her children will eat for 2 weeks, perhaps 3. The boys beneath her floor are somebody's children too. The knock comes. 3 sharp strikes, military precision. Katya places the spoon beside the pot. She walks to the door. Her feet know this floor, every board, every creak, every weak spot. 32 years she has walked this floor. She was born in this house. Her children were born in this house. She reaches for the latch. Everything that happens next has already been decided by forces she does not control, cannot change, will never fully understand. The Tsar's war, the revolution spreading from Petrograd, the collapse of an empire, the death of the old world. But this decision, this single moment belongs to her alone. She opens the door. 4:47 in the morning. Darkness absolute. Katya wakes before the rooster. She has always woken before the rooster. Her body knows the rhythms: sleep, wake, work, sleep the way it knows breathing. The cold hits first. March in Ryazansky Uyezd offers no mercy. The stove died 3 hours ago. She let it die. Every stick of wood must be counted now, measured, hoarded. The forest belongs to the estate. Gathering deadfall without permission means prison. Prison means her children vanish into the Zemstvo orphanage. She does not light the kerosene lamp. 2 tablespoons remain in the bottle. She saves it for emergencies, childbirth, death, sickness that requires midnight vigils. Her hands find her Valenki felt boots in the darkness. The left one has a hole near the toe. She stuffed it with straw last week. The straw is damp now, frozen. It cuts her foot when she walks. She does not think about this anymore. The dress, the apron, the shawl, 3 layers against the cold. Not enough, never enough. Her body is thin now, dangerously thin. She can feel her ribs when she bends. Her hip bones press against her skirt. Before the war, she weighed 61 kilograms, now perhaps 48, perhaps less. She moves through the dark house like a ghost. 2 rooms, 12 square meters total. 7 people lived here once. Her husband Dmitri, his mother, their 4 children. Now 4 remain. Dmitri left for the army in August 1914, 41 months ago. His last letter arrived in November. 6 words: still alive, very cold, pray always. His mother died in January. Pneumonia. The village priest said prayers. There was no funeral. The ground was frozen. They buried her in April when the thaw came. The baby little Svetlana died in February, 18 months old. She stopped eating, then she stopped crying, then she stopped breathing. Katya held her for 3 hours before she could accept the stillness. 4 remain. Misha sleeps on the stove bench, the warmest spot. He is the oldest. He must stay strong, must be able to work soon. 9 years old is nearly man enough for field labor. Anya and Pavel share the pallet in the corner. They sleep tangled together like puppies, sharing heat, sharing breath. Anya's hair is falling out. Malnutrition. The bald patches show white scalp beneath. Pavel coughs in his sleep, a wet, rattling sound. Katya freezes, listens, counts the seconds between coughs. 6 seconds, 7, 8. The coughing stops. She releases the breath she was holding. Pneumonia killed 11 people in the village this winter. 11 out of 143. The doctor comes from town once per month. He has no medicine to give. Only advice: keep warm, eat well, pray. Impossible, impossible, impossible. She steps outside. The village is silent. 63 wooden houses arranged along a single unpaved road. Each house identical log walls, thatched roof, small window, smaller door. Smoke rises from 7 chimneys. Only 7. 20 houses stand empty now. The families fled to the city, to Ryazan, to Moscow, to Petrograd, searching for bread, searching for work, searching for any future better than this. The well stands in the center of the village, communal, shared, the source of water and gossip and occasional violence when tempers flare over bucket rights. Katya lowers the bucket. The rope is frayed. Someone stole half the hemp rope last month, cut it in the night, sold it perhaps, burned it perhaps, used it to hang themselves perhaps. The water is ice cold. It numbs her hands through the wooden bucket. She fills her ceramic jug, the one unbroken jug remaining, and begins the walk back. Anna Petrovna emerges from the house across the road. They nod. Do not speak. Speech requires energy. Energy requires food. Anna's husband died at Tannenberg, August 1914, the first month of the war, before anyone understood what the war would become, before the casualty lists grew so long that the newspaper stopped publishing names. Anna has 3 children, all girls. The youngest is 5, too young for field work, too young to be useful. This makes survival harder. The women share information through glances. Anna's eyes move to Katya's house. A question. Katya gives the smallest shake of her head. Not yet. The deserters are still there. Anna's face remains neutral. She knows. The entire village knows. Silence is survival. Silence is solidarity. Silence is the last weapon the powerless possess. They return to their homes. Katya bars the door behind her. The wooden plank is heavy, oak. It has protected this house for 3 generations. It cannot protect against hunger, cannot protect against requisition officers, cannot protect against the future rushing toward them like a freight train. She begins preparing breakfast. 100 grams of rye flour, mixed with water, no salt. Salt costs 8 kopecks per kilogram in the village store. She has not bought salt in 2 months. The mixture becomes a gray paste. She adds more water. It becomes gray soup. This is kasha. This is breakfast. This is what keeps her children alive one more day. She lights a small fire. 3 pieces of wood. She places the pot over the flame. The soup heats slowly. Steam rises. It smells like wet cardboard and desperation. Her children wake. They do not speak. They understand the ritual. They sit at the table, a plank supported by 2 stumps, and wait. Katya divides the kasha. 3 portions. Her children eat. She does not. She has not eaten in 2 days. She will not eat today. The children must eat. This is not sacrifice. This is mathematics. They are young. They can survive on little. She is 32. Her body can endure. For now, Misha finishes first. He licks the bowl. Every drop, every molecule. Mother, he says. The Sokolov boys. She knows what he is asking. The deserters beneath the floor made noise last night. A cough, a whispered prayer. Misha heard. We do not speak of this, she says. But the officer, we do not speak of this. Her voice is iron. Misha understands iron. He nods. Anya watches with huge eyes. She understands nothing and everything. 6 years old, old enough to know fear, too young to understand why. Pavel eats with his fingers. Gray paste smears his face. He smiles, the only one who still smiles. Katya wipes his face with her apron. The fabric is stiff with old dirt. Nothing is clean anymore. Soap requires fat. Fat requires animals. Animals require grain. The circle is unbreakable. Outside, the village wakes. Roosters crow, dogs bark, someone shouts, the sounds of life continuing despite everything. A new sound joins the morning chorus. Hoofbeats, approaching fast. Katya moves to the window, peers through the gap in the shutter. 3 horses, 3 riders, military uniforms, not soldiers, grain requisition officers, the provincial committee, the men who decide who eats and who starves. They are early. They were not scheduled until next week. Terror is ice in her stomach. The riders stop at the village elder's house. Dismount. The door opens. They enter. Katya has perhaps 20 minutes, perhaps 30. Then they will come house to house. She looks at the floor. The loose boards, the boys hiding beneath. She looks at her children. 3 faces, 3 futures, 3 lives in her hands. The choice is coming. The choice is already here. She begins to pray. 6:32 in the morning. The sun is rising. Katya leaves her children with old Vera Nikolaevna, the babushka who minds the village young while their mothers work. Vera sits in her dark house, surrounded by 11 children under age 7. She receives payment in labor. Mothers clean her house, mend her clothes, share food when food exists. Today, Katya has nothing to give. Vera accepts this. She nods, takes Pavel's hand. The transaction is complete. Misha comes to the fields. He is old enough, strong enough. The estate manager allows children over age 8 to work. They receive half rations, better than nothing. Mother and son walk toward the common fields. The road is mud, March mud, the worst kind. The Rasputitsa, the season of impassable roads. The mud sucks at their Valenki with every step. Progress is slow, exhausting. Other women join them. 12 in total. All the able-bodied women remaining in the village, the ones not sick, not dying, not already dead. They do not speak much. Conversation requires breath. Breath requires energy. But whispers travel. Information passes. Petrograd, someone murmurs. The Tsar, I heard soldiers refused orders. The bread riots. 3 days now. My cousin's letter said the Cossacks did not charge. When Cossacks refuse to charge, everything changes. Katya listens, says nothing. She does not understand politics, does not understand revolution. She understands soil and seed, and the probability of her children surviving until harvest. The February Revolution began 10 days ago. News travels slowly to the countryside, arrives in fragments, letters, travelers, deserters carrying stories of chaos in the capital. The Tsar abdicated 3 days ago. Perhaps, the rumors say this. The rumors also say he was murdered, also say he fled to England, also say he is still in power, and the stories are lies spread by agitators. Truth is impossible to determine. What matters? Grain requisitions continue. The war continues. The dying continues. They reach the fields. 300 hectares of former estate land, now communal under wartime redistribution orders. The village communes must produce grain for the army, for the cities, for the war that consumes everything. In exchange, they receive allocation vouchers, vouchers that can be redeemed for grain at government prices. Except the grain never comes. The vouchers are worthless. The system is broken. The estate manager waits. Pyotr Ivanovich, fat, cruel, stupid. He serves whoever pays him. Before the revolution, the landowner. After the revolution, the provisional government. After the next revolution, someone else. He does not care who rules. He cares about his percentage. Late, he announces. Work starts at 6. It is now 6:43. No one responds. Response means argument. Argument means dismissal. Dismissal means starvation. 4 hours today, he continues. Northfield. Prepare soil for barley planting. He gestures toward a section of frozen earth. The women collect tools from the shed, wooden spades, iron hose, one plow ancient, broken in 3 places, held together with wire. No horses. The army took the horses in 1915, took the healthy men in 1914. Now women pull the plow. Katya and 3 others harness themselves, rope across their chests, lean forward, pull, the blade bites earth, moves 3 centimeters, stops, pull harder. Another 2 centimeters. The soil is frozen. March offers the illusion of spring sunshine, melting snow, but beneath the surface, winter grips deep. They pull for 20 minutes, move 30 meters. The rope cuts through their dresses, through their skin. Katya feels blood on her chest, warm, wet. She does not stop pulling. Misha works beside her, turning soil with a spade, breaking chunks of frozen earth. His hands are raw, bleeding. He is 9 years old. He does not complain. At 8:17, a rider approaches. Not a grain officer, a courier, young, agitated. He speaks with Pyotr Ivanovich, animated gestures, pointing toward the main road, toward Ryazan, toward the wider world. The women stop working, watch. The courier departs, galloping, urgent. Pyotr Ivanovich stands silent, processing information. His face is pale. He walks to the women. The Tsar has abdicated, he says. The provisional government controls Petrograd. The imperial system is dissolved. Silence. Complete silence. Then Anna Petrovna laughs. A sharp, bitter sound. Does the provisional government have grain? She asks. Pyotr has no answer. Then nothing has changed, Anna says. She returns to her hoe, strikes the earth. Again, again. The other women join her. The rhythm resumes. Revolution means nothing if it does not mean food. Katya pulls the plow. The rope cuts deeper. Blood soaks her dress. She thinks about her husband, fighting on a front that serves a Tsar who no longer exists, fighting for an empire that has already ended. Does he know? Has the news reached the trenches? Will he come home now? Will the war end? Or will new masters demand the same sacrifice? Different flags, different speeches, same death? The morning stretches. Time becomes meaningless. Pull, breathe, pull, breathe. At 9:45, Pyotr calls rest. 10 minutes. The women collapse, sit in mud. Some sleep immediately. Sleep is escape. Katya drinks from her water jug. The liquid is lukewarm now. She allows herself 3 swallows, saves the rest for afternoon. Misha sits beside her. His face is gray with exhaustion. "Mother," he whispers, "my hands hurt." She takes his hands, examines them. Blisters have burst. Raw flesh shows beneath. She tears a strip from her underskirt, wraps his palms. The fabric will not help much, but it is something. Something is better than nothing. "You are strong," she tells him. "You are my strong boy." He nods, tries to smile, fails. She sees her husband in his face. Same eyes, same stubborn jaw. She sees the future in his hands, raw, broken, bleeding. This is inheritance. This is what she passes to her son. Not land, not wealth, not hope, just survival. One more day, one more hour. The rest period ends. They return to work. The sun climbs higher. The temperature rises. The frozen earth begins to soften. Pulling becomes slightly easier. Slightly. At 11 o'clock, horses approach from the west. 3 riders. The same 3 from dawn. The grain requisition officers have finished at the elder's house. Now they move through the village. Systematic, thorough, merciless. Katya's house is 5th on the row. They will reach it soon. The boys beneath her floor. The empty grain sacks. The choice waiting. She pulls the plow harder, faster, as if physical labor can outrun moral complexity. It cannot. At 11:23, Pyotr calls to her across the field. "Katya Volkova, grain officer at your house. You must return." The rope falls from her shoulders. The plow stops. Every woman in the field watches her. They know. They all know. Katya begins walking back to the village. Misha follows. Mother and son, covered in mud and blood and the stain of impossible choices. The walk takes 18 minutes. 18 minutes to decide between her children and someone else's children. 18 minutes to choose who lives and who dies. 18 minutes that contain eternity. The officer waits outside her door. Lieutenant Volkov, no relation. The name is common. He is perhaps 35 years old. Thin, professional. He has done this work for 2 years. He has seen everything, felt nothing. 2 soldiers stand behind him, boys, 18 at most, rifles on their shoulders, bayonets fixed. Katya approaches. Misha stays 3 steps behind. Katerina Dmitrievna Volkova. The lieutenant checks his list. "Yes. Your husband serves in the 147th Infantry Regiment, Eastern Front, correct?" "Yes." "You have 3 children, ages 9, 6, and 3, correct?" "Yes." He makes a notation. His pencil scratches paper. The sound is obscene in the silence. Last grain allocation, 4 kilograms rye flour, March 9th, correct? "Yes." "Current stores?" "None." "Your house contains no grain, no flour, no stored vegetables?" "None." He does not believe her. They never believe anyone. "I must inspect." She nods, opens the door. Her children sit at the table, exactly as she instructed, hands folded, silent. Anya stares at the floor. Pavel sucks his thumb. The lieutenant enters. His boots track mud across her floor, the floor she swept this morning, the floor that hides two deserters breathing shallow breath beneath loose boards. He surveys the room, takes inventory: 1 pot, 1 ceramic jug, 3 wooden bowls, 2 spoons, 1 knife, 1 axe, 1 icon of St. Nicholas, 1 portrait of the Tsar, out of date now, irrelevant, but safer not to remove. He opens the trunk in the corner, empty except for 2 threadbare blankets. He checks behind the stove. Nothing. He walks to the corner, steps toward the loose boards. Katya's heart stops, completely stops. The officer pauses. His boot is 6 centimeters from the hiding place. Then Pavel coughs, the wet, rattling cough. The lieutenant turns, looks at the boy. Pneumonia? He asks Katya. Perhaps. I do not know. You should see the doctor. The doctor has no medicine. Then you should pray. I do. Constantly. He nods, steps away from the corner, returns to the center of the room. Your allocation voucher entitles you to 3 kilograms rye flour, redeemable at the district warehouse in Ryazan. Ryazan is 37 kilometers away. Correct. I have no horse, no cart, no money for train fare. These are not my concern. I cannot walk 74 kilometers carrying 3 kilograms while caring for 3 children. These are not my concern. His voice is empty. He has had this conversation 1,000 times. It changes nothing. He continues. Additionally, the requisition quota for this village has not been met. Each household must contribute grain to meet the quota. Katya laughs. Cannot help it. The absurdity is too massive. Contribute what grain? We have nothing. You see nothing. We are starving. The quota is not negotiable. I cannot give what does not exist. Then you will provide information on hidden grain stores, neighbors who are hoarding, families hiding reserves. Here it is. The true purpose, not to collect grain there is no grain, but to collect information, to turn neighbor against neighbor, to fracture what little community remains. The lieutenant watches her face, professional, patient. I know of no hidden grain, Katya says. Are you certain? Yes. There are reports, people hiding food, hiding deserters, undermining the war effort. Silence, heavy, dangerous. Beneath the floor, someone shifts position. The smallest creak, the lieutenant's eyes move, searching for the source of the sound. Katya speaks quickly. Rats. We have rats. The grain stores attracted them. Now we have no grain, but the rats remain. Rats. His tone suggests he does not believe her. Yes, everywhere. A plague of them. He considers this, decides it is plausible enough. I am required to inform you, he says, that harboring deserters is punishable by imprisonment. Families of deserters are ineligible for grain allocations. Those who provide information on deserters receive rewards. He lets this statement breathe, waits for her response. Katya says nothing. 3 kilograms of grain, he continues, immediate distribution, plus priority allocation for seed grain in April, plus exemption from labor requisition for 1 month. The offer is massive, unprecedented. 3 kilograms means 2 weeks of food. Seed grain means the possibility of a future. Labor exemption means staying with her children instead of the fields. All she must do is speak 2 names, 2 boys, 2 deserters. Misha watches her. Anya watches her. Pavel coughs again. I have no information to provide, Katya says. The lieutenant nods slowly, not surprised, not disappointed, just noting the fact. Very well, I will note your non-cooperation in my report. He returns to the door, pauses. One more thing. The provisional government has issued new regulations. All households must register by March 20th. Failure to register results in confiscation of property and eviction. Register where? The district committee. In Ryazan. Ryazan is 37 kilometers. Yes, you mentioned this. He departs. The soldiers follow. Katya closes the door, bars it, leans against the wood. Her legs shake. She slides down, sits on the floor. Misha kneels beside her. Mother, are you sick? She is not sick. She is destroyed, hollowed out, emptied. She refused the grain, refused the reward, chose two strangers over her own children. Did she choose correctly? There is no correct choice. Every option leads to death. The only question is whose death, when, how. She rises, walks to the stove, lifts the loose board. Two faces stare up from darkness, young, terrified, grateful. You must leave, she tells them. Tonight, after dark, go north, avoid roads, avoid villages, find the forest, hide until spring. Thank you, one whispers. God bless you. God. She replaces the board, cuts off the words. God has nothing to do with this. God abandoned Russia, abandoned this village, abandoned her. She is alone with her choice. And her choice has consequences. Noon arrives. The sun is high. Temperature climbs to 3 degrees Celsius, the first warm day in 4 months. Under different circumstances, this would be cause for celebration. Warmth means spring. Spring means planting. Planting means hope. But circumstances are not different. They are exactly as they are. Katya returns to the fields. She brings no lunch, has no lunch to bring. The children ate the morning kasha. Nothing remains until tomorrow's allocation from the communal store. If the allocation comes, if the store has grain, if, the eternal mathematics of survival. She takes her position at the plow. The rope crosses her chest. The blood has dried to a dark crust on her dress. New blood will flow this afternoon. She pulls. Anna Petrovna works nearby, turning soil with a hoe. After 3 strikes, she pauses, approaches Katya. The officer visited you, Anna says quietly. Not a question. Yes. And he left. Anna nods, understanding everything unsaid. My sister's husband deserted, Anna says. Last month, the officer found him hiding in their barn. They took him, shot him in the village square. As example, his wife watched. Katya pulls the plow, says nothing. The wife received 3 kilograms of grain, Anna continues, for her cooperation, for telling them where he hid. Did she tell them? No one knows. The officer said she did. She says she did not. Her husband is still dead. She still received the grain. And now? Now her children eat, and the village will not speak to her forever. The moral is clear. Survival requires betrayal. Betrayal requires isolation. Isolation leads to death of a different kind. There are no good choices, only different kinds of destruction. Anna returns to her hoe. The conversation is finished. Katya pulls. 1 meter, 2 meters, 3. At 12:47, old Vera Nikolaevna arrives at the field. She is running. A woman of 73 years does not run unless catastrophe. Katya, she shouts. Your boy, Pavel. Katya drops the rope, runs to meet her. What happened? Coughing, so much coughing. Then blood. From his mouth, blood. Terror is ice, is fire, is paralysis and panic simultaneously. Katya runs toward the village. Vera cannot keep pace. Katya does not wait. The road is endless. The mud grabs her feet. She falls, rises, runs. Please, please, please. The prayer has no destination, no recipient, just desperate momentum. She reaches Vera's house, bursts through the door. Pavel lies on the floor. The other children form a circle around him, watching, silent, learning what death looks like. Blood stains his shirt, his lips, his chin. Katya drops beside him, lifts him. His body is hot, fever hot. Pavel, Pavlik, look at me. His eyes open, unfocused, confused. Mama, yes, I am here. My chest hurts. I know, my love. I know. She rocks him, useless gesture, but all she has. Vera enters behind her, breathing hard. The doctor, Katya says. Where is the doctor? Ryazan. He comes next week. Next week he will be dead. Then pray. Pray to who? God is dead. The Tsar is dead. Russia is dead. Vera crosses herself. Do not speak such things. But Katya has passed beyond the boundaries of acceptable speech, beyond the rules that govern normal times. These are not normal times. Pavel coughs again. More blood, less blood than before, or perhaps he has no more blood to give. I need medicine, Katya says. Where can I get medicine? The pharmacy in Ryazan. But medicine costs money. Rubles. Many rubles. Katya has 5 kopecks. Medicine costs 5 rubles, 100 times what she possesses. The mathematics are impossible. She thinks of the grain officer, his offer. 3 kilograms of grain plus priority allocation. 3 kilograms could be sold, perhaps for 2 rubles, not enough for medicine, but combined with something else. She thinks of the silver icon, her grandmother's icon, Saint Nicholas, worth perhaps 3 rubles to the right buyer. She thinks of the winter coat, Dmitri's coat. He left it when he went to war. Good wool, worth perhaps 1 ruble. 2 plus 3 plus 1 equals 6, enough for medicine. Perhaps, but selling the icon means damnation. Selling the coat means freezing next winter, and the grain requires betrayal. Every path leads to loss. The only question is what to sacrifice, who to destroy. Pavel's breathing grows shallow, rapid. Misha appears in the doorway, face white. Mother? She makes the decision, has no choice but to make the decision. Misha, run to the elder's house, ask him where the icon buyer is, the one who came last month. Tell him I need him today. Now, run. Misha runs. Katya holds Pavel, whispers promises she cannot keep. You will be well. Medicine is coming. You will be strong. You will survive. The words are ash, are lies, are desperate hope. At 13:21, the icon buyer arrives. A merchant from Ryazan, fat, indifferent. He examines the silver icon with practiced eye. 2 rubles, he says. It is worth 4. 2 rubles? 3, please, my son. 2 rubles. Take it or I leave. She takes it. 2 rubles. Cold metal in her palm. Not enough. Still not enough. She sends Misha to find buyers for the coat, for her wedding shawl, for anything sellable. He returns with 1 ruble 40 kopecks. Total, 3 rubles 40 kopecks. Medicine costs 5. The gap is unbridgeable. massive, fatal. Unless she goes to the grain officer, tells him about the deserters, receives the 3 kilograms, sells the grain for 2 rubles, 5 rubles, 40 kopecks total, enough for medicine, enough to save Pavel. All she must do is condemn 2 boys to death. She looks at Pavel. His breathing is wrong, stuttering, stopping, starting. Hours remain, perhaps not. She must decide now. She stands. Vera, watch him. I will return. Where are you going? Katya does not answer, cannot answer. She walks toward the village square, toward the building where the grain officer maintains his temporary office, toward the choice that will define the rest of her life. The officer's quarters occupy the former estate steward's house. 2 rooms, stone foundation, glass windows, luxury beyond imagination for this village. 2 soldiers guard the door. They watch Katya approach. Hands rest on rifle stocks, casual, alert. I need to speak with Lieutenant Volkov, she says. The lieutenant is occupied. It is urgent. Everything is urgent. One soldier studies her face, sees something there. Desperation, perhaps, determination. Wait here. He enters, returns 30 seconds later, 5 minutes. She enters. The lieutenant sits at a desk, papers spread before him, maps, lists, the machinery of requisition and control. He does not look up. Katerina Dmitrievna, you have information to provide? I need medicine. For my son, he is dying. Now he looks up. This is not my concern. You offered me grain. In exchange for information, I did. I need medicine. Not grain. Can you provide medicine instead? He considers this. What information do you offer? Here it is. The moment, the precipice. She opens her mouth. The names are there, right there, 2 syllables each. Dmitry Sokolov, Ivan Sokolov. 2 boys, 17 and 19, hiding beneath her floor, waiting for darkness, waiting for the chance to flee north. If she speaks their names, they die. Shot in the village square, like Anna's sister's husband. If she does not speak their names, Pavel dies, drowning in his own blood, 3 years old. The lieutenant waits, patient, he has time. She does not. She begins. The door bursts open. Misha, running, frantic. Mother, mother. He stopped breathing. The world tilts, goes sideways. Sound becomes distant. Katya runs, past the soldiers, through the door, across the square. Misha runs beside her. Vera is breathing into his mouth, like the doctor showed, but he is not waking. Mother, he is not waking. They reach Vera's house. Pavel lies still, lips blue, eyes closed. Vera kneels beside him, breathing into his small mouth, pressing his chest, breathing, pressing. Katya falls beside them, takes over, breathes for her son, presses his chest. 1 breath, 2, 3, press, press, press. Nothing. No response. She continues. Cannot stop. To stop is to accept. Misha cries. Silent tears. Anya watches from the corner. 6 years old, learning that mothers cannot save children, that love is not armor, that the world destroys what it wants. Katya breathes, presses, breathes. Minutes pass. 5, 10. Vera's hand touches her shoulder. Katya, child, he is gone. No, he is with God now. God has no use for 3-year-olds. Katya, leave me alone. Vera withdraws, takes the other children outside, gives Katya private space for grief. Katya holds Pavel. His body is still warm, still soft, not yet stiff. She rocks him, sings the lullaby, the one her mother sang, the one she sang to all her children. Sleep, little baby, sleep. The wolves are in the forest deep. They will not come, they will not creep. Sleep, little baby, sleep. But the wolves did come, did creep, did take her child. The wolves wear different faces now. Hunger, disease, war, revolution, poverty, indifference. But still wolves. She holds him until the warmth fades, until the body begins the transformation from person to object. Then she lays him gently on the floor, closes his eyes, folds his hands. She stands, walks outside. The village goes about its business. People work, people suffer, people survive. One child's death changes nothing. Death is normal now, expected, routine. She walks back to her house. The deserters are still beneath the floor, still hiding, still breathing. She did not betray them. Pavel died anyway. If she had betrayed them, if she had spoken their names, would the medicine have arrived in time? Would Pavel be alive? The question is unanswerable. The choice is made. The consequence is death. She sits at her table, stares at nothing. Misha enters, sits beside her, takes her hand. "We will bury him with Svetlana," he says, "and grandmother together." She nods. "Father would want us to pray," Misha continues. "Then pray. Will you pray with me?" "I cannot." Misha prays alone. The words wash over her, meaningless, empty. When he finishes, she speaks. "You are the man of this house now. I am 9 years old. You are the man of this house now." He understands, accepts. The burden passes from dead father to living son. 3 generations, same weight. Evening approaches. The sun descends. Katya must make arrangements. The priest, the burial, the rituals that mark the passage from life to death to earth to memory to forgetting. But first, she must address the other matter. She waits until full dark, until the village sleeps. Then she opens the floor. "You must go now," she tells the deserters. "Tonight, immediately." They emerge, stiff from 12 hours, motionless, grateful, guilty. "We heard," one says, "your son. We are sorry. We are so sorry. Go north. Avoid roads. Do not return. We will pray for you, for your family. We will go." They go, slip out the back, vanish into darkness. Katya closes the door, bars it. She saved 2 lives, lost 1. The mathematics are unclear. The morality is impossible to calculate. She does not sleep that night, sits at the table, watches the icon space on the wall, the empty spot where St. Nicholas hung for 40 years. Sold for 2 rubles, to save a life, failed to save a life. Everything is failure now. Dawn comes, March 15th, 1917. The world continues, indifferent, merciless. Katya dresses Pavel for burial, the good shirt, the one Dmitri wore for their wedding. It is far too large. She folds the sleeves, ties the waist with twine. He looks like a child playing dress-up, a game of pretend that went too far. The priest comes at 8 in the morning. Father Konstantin, 62 years old, bent, tired. He has buried 43 people since October, 43 souls released from this world into whatever comes next. He speaks the prayers. His voice is mechanical, worn smooth by repetition. Katya does not listen, cannot listen. Misha dug the grave yesterday afternoon, beside Svetlana, beside grandmother. The family plot grows. Soon it will be larger than the living space in their house. The dead will have more room than the living. This is the inheritance Pavel leaves. A hole in the ground, a memory that will fade, a name that will be forgotten. They lower the small body. The earth receives it. Father Constantine finishes, departs. He has 4 more burials today. Death requires efficiency now. The villagers attend, 12 women, 3 old men. No one speaks. They have no words left. All the words have been used. Anna Petrovna approaches Katya, places something in her hand, a piece of black bread, perhaps 80 grams. For the children, Anna whispers. Katya tries to refuse. Anna forces her hand closed. For the children, Anna repeats. She leaves. Katya looks at the bread, 80 grams, half a day's sustenance. Anna's children will go hungry tonight so Misha and Anya can eat. This is solidarity. This is what remains when everything else has been stripped away. She returns home, feeds the bread to Misha and Anya. They eat slowly, savoring, understanding the sacrifice. At noon, a messenger arrives. Provincial committee, official business. Katerina Dmitrievna Volkova? Yes. He hands her a document. Official seal, official language. She cannot read well. Misha reads it aloud. Notice of grain allocation suspension. Due to non-cooperation with requisition efforts, the household of Katerina Dmitrievna Volkova is hereby suspended from grain allocation programs for a period of 3 months. This suspension may be reviewed upon evidence of cooperation with provincial authorities. Signed, Lieutenant Volkov, District Grain Officer. 3 months, April, May, June. The growing season, the planting season, the season when seed grain is distributed. Without seed grain, no harvest. Without harvest, no food for winter. The lieutenant is punishing her for refusing to betray the deserters, for choosing silence over survival. Or perhaps this is simply procedure, standard response to non-cooperation, nothing personal, just the machinery of state crushing whoever stands in its path. The messenger waits for acknowledgement. Katya signs the receipt. The messenger departs. She sits at the table, stares at the document. 3 months. She has perhaps 3 weeks of survival remaining, maybe 4 if she reduces rations further, if the children eat less, if she eats nothing. The mathematics are clear, inescapable, final. By June, they will all be dead, unless she leaves, takes the children, flees to Ryazan, to Moscow, to Petrograd, joins the thousands flooding the cities, searching for work, for bread, for any future better than this. But the cities are starving too. The bread riots proved that. The revolution proved that. There is nowhere to go, nowhere to flee. The catastrophe is total, absolute, inescapable. She thinks of Dmitri, fighting somewhere on the Eastern Front, still alive perhaps, still believing he fights for something worth defending. What would he tell her to do? Flee? Stay? Survive at any cost? She will never know. He is gone, perhaps dead. Perhaps he will return after the war to find his family dead, his house empty, his life erased. The cruelty is perfect, complete. Misha watches her face. He is 9 years old. He understands everything. Mother, he says, we can go to the city, find work, find food. There is no work in the city. Then we can. There is nothing we can do. Her voice is empty, defeated. Misha hears this, recoils. Mother, please. We cannot give up. I am not giving up. I am seeing clearly. But we are still alive. While we are alive, there is possibility. Where did he learn such words, such hope? She has given him nothing but despair. Perhaps from his father, perhaps some fragment of Dmitri remains in this boy, some stubborn refusal to accept the inevitable. You are right, she says, not because she believes it, because he needs to hear it. So we will try? We will try. The promise is ash, is lies, but it is what she can give. They sit together, mother and son, daughter silent in the corner. Outside, the village continues. The fields wait for planting. The war continues. The revolution spreads. And in this small house, 3 people wait for death with varying degrees of awareness. This is March 15th, 1917. This is the home front. This is the daily life of ordinary people during extraordinary times. This is how empires collapse, not with grand battles and dramatic speeches, but with quiet deaths in forgotten villages, with mothers unable to save children, with choices between impossible options. This is history, unfiltered, unromantic, true. March 20th arrives. 5 days since Pavel's burial. Katya walks to Ryazan. She must register the household. Failure means eviction. Eviction means absolute destruction. The walk takes 9 hours, 37 kilometers. She carries Anya. Misha walks beside her. They eat nothing, drink water from streams, rest every 2 hours. Other families travel the same road, all heading to the district committee, all facing the same requirement. The road is a river of human misery, old men struggling with canes, mothers carrying children, entire families displaced by the war, the revolution, the collapse. They reach Ryazan at 4 in the afternoon. The city is chaos, crowds everywhere, soldiers, workers, beggars. The revolution has transformed everything and nothing. Red flags hang from buildings, portraits of Lenin and Trotsky. The old order is dead, the new order is still being born, and in between, people suffer. The district committee office is a former police station. A line stretches around the building, 300 people waiting. Katya joins the line, waits. They move slowly, 1 person every 10 minutes. The mathematics are clear, 5 hours minimum. Darkness will fall before they reach the front. They will be trapped in the city overnight. No shelter, no food, no protection. At 6:37, something changes. A man emerges from the building, not a bureaucrat, a soldier, red armband, Bolshevik. He climbs onto a cart, shouts to the crowd, "Comrades, the provisional government has fallen. The Petrograd Soviet now controls the city. New regulations are being implemented. Confusion, murmurs, fear. All registration requirements are suspended pending review. Return to your homes. New directives will be issued within 1 week." Is this true? Is this a trick? No one knows. Half the line disperses immediately, grateful for any excuse to leave. Half remains, uncertain, afraid non-registration will have consequences. Katya makes the decision. They leave. The walk home in darkness is nightmare. No moon, no stars, cloud cover absolute. They stumble, fall, rise, continue. Misha carries Anya when Katya can no longer manage. 9 years old, carrying 6 years old. They reach the village at 2:17 in the morning, March 21st. Katya's feet are bleeding. Her legs shake. She collapses inside her house, sleeps. wakes to knocking, morning light. She opens the door. Anna Petrovna stands there, face strange, excited, afraid. The grain store, Anna says. Come, quickly. Katya follows. The communal grain store is surrounded by women, 30, 40, all the village women. The door is open, broken, forced. Inside, sacks of grain, dozens of sacks, rye, barley, wheat. Where did this come from? Katya asks. The estate, someone says. The manager fled last night. When he heard the provisional government fell, he ran to Moscow, left everything. The grain officer? Gone. All the officers gone. Fled or arrested or dead. The Bolsheviks are purging the provincial committees. Katya stares at the grain. Wealth beyond imagination. Survival beyond hope. We are taking it, Anna says. All of it. Dividing it equally. Everyone eats. But the regulations are dead. The old world is dead. This is ours now. Is this true? Is this temporary? Will new masters come to reclaim what the old masters abandoned? No one knows. No one cares. The women swarm into the store. Each takes what she can carry. Katya receives 4 kilograms rye flour, plus 2 kilograms barley, 6 kilograms total, 3 weeks of food, perhaps 4. It is not salvation, but it is reprieve, temporary, fragile, but real. She carries it home, stores it carefully, divides it mentally, rations, survival calculations. Misha and Anya watch the sacks with huge eyes. We can eat? Anya asks. Yes, we can eat. That night, Katya makes real kasha. With flour, with water, with a tiny pinch of salt she trades from Anna. The children eat until they are full, actually full, for the first time in months. They sleep deeply, peacefully. Katya sits at the table, thinks about the deserters, about Pavel, about the impossible choice that cost her everything and saved nothing. But tonight, her surviving children sleep with full stomachs. Tonight, she has grain for tomorrow. Tonight, the old rules are broken. The old masters are gone. What comes next, no one knows. But for tonight, this one night, there is bread. And bread is life. And life continues. 3 weeks pass. April arrives. The snow melts. The earth softens. Planting season begins. Katya works the fields. The estate is abandoned. The manager never returned. The land belongs to the village now. Officially, unofficially, the distinction is meaningless. They plant without permission, without oversight, without quotas. The women work together, sharing tools, sharing seed, sharing labor. Anna Petrovna plants beside Katya. Their children play nearby. Misha watches Anya and Anna's daughters, keeps them from the irrigation ditches. Your husband, Anna asks, any news? No. Nothing since November. Mine either. Since Tannenberg. 3 years. They plant in silence, seeds in soil, hope in earth. Do you think they are alive? Anna asks. I do not know. Do you want them to be alive? Katya considers this. Honest question deserves honest answer. I do not know, she says again. If Dmitri returns, he returns to nothing. His mother dead, 2 children dead, his wife barely surviving. Is that mercy? Is that cruelty? It is life, Anna says. Neither mercy nor cruelty, just continuation. This is wisdom. This is truth. They plant. At midday, a rider approaches. Military uniform, red armband. The women stop working. Fear returns, always returns. The soldier dismounts, young, nervous. I seek Katerina Dmitrievna Volkova, he announces. Katya steps forward. I am she. He hands her a letter. Official seal, military postal service. From the Eastern Front. Delivered to the Provincial Soviet, forwarded here. He departs before she can respond. Katya holds the letter, stares at it. Anna touches her shoulder. Open it. She cannot. Her hands shake. Misha takes the letter, opens it carefully, reads. His face changes, shifts. Something like joy appears. Father is alive, he says. He is coming home. The letter is brief, written in Dmitri's awkward hand. To my wife and children, I have survived. The regiment is disbanded. The war is over for us. I am walking home. I will arrive when I arrive. Tell the children I am thinking of them always. Dmitri. No date, no location, no details. But he is alive. He is coming. Katya reads the letter 3 times, 4 times. She thinks of Pavel, of Svetlana, of grandmother, the family Dmitri left, the family he will return to find diminished. She thinks of the deserters, the choice she made, the son she lost anyway. She thinks of the grain officer, the lieutenant who fled or was arrested or was shot. She thinks of the Tsar, the revolution, the empire that collapsed while she planted barley. All of it, the vast machinery of history, reduced to this single moment. A letter, a promise, a man walking home. When will he arrive? Anya asks. I do not know. Will we have food for him? Katya looks at the fields. The seeds planted, the earth accepting. Yes, she says, we will have food. It is not a lie, not a promise, not hope. It is calculation. If the weather holds, if the seeds germinate, if no new disaster strikes, if. But for now, it is enough. She returns to planting. Anna joins her. The rhythm resumes. Seed in soil. Cover. Tamp. Move forward. This is April 1917. This is survival. This is ordinary life during extraordinary times. This is how history is actually lived. Not in grand moments and dramatic speeches, but in fields, in decisions, in the small, terrible, mundane choices that accumulate into existence. Katya plants. The sun is warm, her back aches, her hands are raw. She is alive. Her children are alive. Her husband is coming home. Everything else, the revolution, the war, the death, the suffering, all of it fades to background. What remains? This moment, this soil, this seed, this possibility of tomorrow. She plants until the sun sets, until the light fails, until the field is complete. Then she gathers her children, walks home, bars the door, makes kasha from the communal grain, feeds her children, tells them their father is coming home. They eat together, mother, son, daughter, the remnant of a family. Outside, the village settles into evening. Smoke rises from 7 chimneys. Dogs bark. Life continues. Somewhere to the west, Dmitri walks toward home. 1 step, another step, 1 more day. Somewhere in Petrograd, the Bolsheviks consolidate power. The revolution advances. Somewhere in the world, the Great War grinds forward. Millions die for causes they do not understand. But here, in this house, in this moment, there is bread, there is shelter, there is family, there is tomorrow. And tomorrow, Katya will wake, will work the fields, will ration grain, will make impossible choices. She will survive one more day. And the day after that, and the day after that, until Dmitri returns, until the harvest comes, until the future arrives, or until it does not. Either way, she will face it, will endure, will continue, because this is what remains when everything else is destroyed. This is what survives when empires collapse, not glory, not justice, not meaning, just continuation, just stubborn, determined, unreasonable existence, just life.